This is you. And this is the Matrix. This is what encages you. Now, what I want to go into in this video is where you are encaged and then where you're also encaged. Now, a lot of people think that to break free of this matrix, which is the external matrix, that they have to use this to break this being your mind. But in essence, you use this to move outside of this. And this is the only true freedom. Moving outside by going inwards. Because when you try and change the external by fighting with it, you create conflict. And by creating conflict, you create disharmony. Because you don't realize that this doesn't change through altering it, but rather because you are it. It changes by a product of who you have become and then reflects outwards. So you have to first realize the outer matrix. You first got to be aware that it's there. But then you have to go within yourself to realign it. To go within yourself and realign it, you must understand that it is you at the center reflecting outwards, creating the image of your dream known as reality. So it is no good you stressing over changing the external, because in the stress lies the negative emotions, and in those negative emotions is what feeds the quote-unquote entities that sit at the top of the pyramid, giving them strength because your perception is skewed, because you don't understand what is without is only a reflection of what is within. So to break free from the true matrix within your mind, you've got to understand that you will take action to change the external only once you're acting from a place of total peace and harmony. Because if you are not in peace and harmony, you are going to create distortion in your reality, which has to manifest. The distortion will come as a product of living out of harmony, because in here doesn't understand the meaning of harmony. So what happens is the world doesn't necessarily change. But what happens is your perspective upon it changes. And once your perspective changes, you realize that the matrix is actually part of the divinity of life. Because if life wasn't an uphill battle, there would be no value to it. You wouldn't learn anything. You wouldn't gain wisdom. You wouldn't search for knowledge because you'd be too comfortable. So you realize that your greatest enemy is actually your greatest blessing. And that all your suffering is actually to bring about the manifestation of the master of reality that you are. So in essence, what you'll find is that the matrix dissolves once you fully embrace it, live through it in total harmony, because you realize the value that it brings. And as a product, you begin to see the beauty, the love, and the interconnectedness of all things. So the way out is not outwards, but the way out is within.